Malong. From the name itself, one can infer that it came from the Muslim group. Kappa Malong, or also known as Sambisa Malong, is a particular dance originated in the Muslim area. This particular dance is usually being performed by females with of course wearing a malong. However, there are times that it can also be performed by males. Additionally, it showcases how the malongs can be worn in different dresses. Also, facial expression is a vital aspect in this dance, since the performers should look elegant and sophisticated just like the other Muslim dances. The Kappa Malong was originated in Cotabato, Mindanao, and it is usually being performed by the Muslim groups. The steps were originated to showcase the beauty and significance of wearing a malong and how can it transform into different kinds of clothing. For instance, it can be transformed from being a shawl to headdress, skirt, tube, dress, and even a mantle. Quite interesting, right? However, the exact history of the Kappa Malong is not directly stated in the many articles that I have searched online. However, many locals and dancers believe that it was originated to showcase the importance and history of wearing a malong. According to some articles that I have searched online, the Kappa Malong dance is not strict in their costume. The performers, or the females, is just needed to wear a malong, and their costume can be a simple top and a leggings. However, provided that the malong should be colorful, since the Muslim dances, or particularly the Mindanao dances, are known to be colorful and sophisticated as well. Just like what I have said earlier, the Kappa Malong was originally being performed by females. However, there are now renditions that it can also be performed by males to show masculinity. Based on that statement, the costume of men is usually a sash or waistband, a shorts or bahag, and a headgear that is being traditionally worn in the field.
If you're wondering on what we are seeing in different regions of the Philippines such as ritual, festivals, and dancing, these are the beauty of the Philippines. A pleasant day to all of you. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is John Mark M. Santos, and I'm here to talk about the facts, history, and costume of one of the Muslim group dances, namely Singkil. So when we talk about Singkil, Singkil is originated from the Maranao people who inhabit the shores of Lake Lanao. It is a retelling of an episode from the Maranao epic, Legend of the Rangen, involving the rescue of Princess Gandingan, abducted by Diwata, by the legendary Prince Bantugan. It is a popular dance performed during celebrations and other festival entertainments. Originally, only women, particularly royalty, dance the Singkil, which serve as either a conscious or unconscious advertisement to potential suitors. The dance takes its name from the heavy rings worn on the ankles of the Muslim princess. A kulintang and agong ensemble always accompanies the dance. The female lead dancer plays the role of Princess Gandingan of the Darangen epic, wearing the heavy rings around her ankles to keep time, while she rings around her ankles and dances. In an episode of the Maranao epic, the princess caught in the middle of forest during an earthquake caused by the Diwatas, for the guardian spirits of the kingdom of Bumbaran. The Diwatas abducted and the princess entrapped her into forest to reach the philandering Prince Bantugan a lesson. The falling trees during the earthquake, which the princess gracefully avoids, are represented by the bamboo poles arranged in a crisscross fashion and clacked together in a unique syncopated rhythm. During the performance, the female lead dancer graciously steps in and out of the bamboo poles as she manipulates two elaborately designed husbands called a pier. Another female dancer represents the loyal slave of the princess who accompanies her throughout the dance or the ordeal. After a while, a male dancer representing the legendary Prince Bantugan of the Darangan epic performs his dance around and through the bamboo poles clacked together, bearing a shield and a sword. The entrance of the male dancer symbolizes the arrival of Prince Bantugan, who is determined to rescue the princess from the Diwatas, and other dancers skillfully manipulate to the appear pans, which is the pans or the pamaypay, which represents the winds, which proves to be auspicious. Another thing, there are many versions of Singkil when performed by ladies of the royalty of Lanao. The dancer is usually accompanied by a waiting lady who holds a beautifully decorated umbrella over the princess' head wherever she goes. So the dance has no definite number of steps or figures. Even the arm movements are improvised and executed to the mood and skills of the dancers. When we talk about the history of the Singkil, like their brothers and sisters from Central and Northern Philippines, Filipinos in the South are avid lovers of dances. The dances, particularly of the Maguindanao, the Maranao, and the Tausug, are largely ceremonial and are often accompanied by the percussion instruments such as gongs and drums. The presence of Indian influences are introduced, no doubt, by the Hinduized Malays. Okay? So it's prominent in the dance called Kandingan, a Tausug wedding dances. In the Lanao dance, Singkil performed in the presence of the Maranao royal family. In the Sagayan, a Maranao and Maguindanao war dance recalling the exploit the great Muslim warrior Bantugan. In the Pangalay, performed with expressive hand movements in varied versions among the Tausug, Badsiao, and Samal in the Tahing Baita. A yakan dance for a bountiful fish is also originated community song and dance number performed during the wedding celebration, just like the Singkil. So the dance steps requires agile movements so that the dancer's feet won't be crushed by the moving of bamboos. Meanwhile, the clacking bamboo poles represents the forces, which is the two characters had to overcome. The dance end with the princess going home with the prince. The dancers wearing solemn face and maintaining a dignified pose, being dancing at a slow pace which soon progresses to a poster tempo. Legends has it is that Singkil is originated from the day that Diwata, some from hymn or peri, played joke on Princess Gandingan as she was taking walks in the woods. The Diwatas caused an earthquake that made the trees tremble and the rocks to roll and knock against each other. Nothing daunted, Princess Gandingan skipped numbly from place to place. No tree of rock ever touched her tiny feet. So that's the history of the Singkil dance of the Muslim group. Another history that I'm going to explain to you is according to Maranao legend. So the Singkil derives its name from the feet of a certain Princess Gandingan. While she was walking in the forest, or the Diwata caused to the earth to quake and shake the trees and rocks. Princess Gandingan, however, skipped numbly from one place to another so that her feet did not touch the fallen trees and rocks. Originally in Singkil, Maranao word for getting a leg or foot entangled in an object. So a solo female performer danced in and out of the crisscross bamboo poles, at the same time keeping time to the syncopation of the poles and manipulating two pans, which is called the appear. The dance had no music other than the beating of the poles and had a moderate and static rhythm. In today's version of the dance of Singkil follows the star performer, skillfully skipping out of crisscrossing bamboo poles that are rhythmically clapped to the beat of an ensemble kutsapi, which is the bamboo guitar, bamboo flute, loving harp, and tintikan metal sticks. So, when we talk about the history, it's all about the originated definitions of having the Singkil movement. So now let's talk about the costume of the Singkil or the Maranao people. So a Maranao costume is mainly worn in this form of dancing. In addition, the female lead dancer wears an elaborate dress of a princess and holds decorated fans in both hands. So while the male lead dancer holds either handkerchiefs in both hands, in some cases a sword and the shield. The costume used during the Singkil are among the most colorful and intricate Maranao attires in the Philippines. So you can also find some Arab influence of the costume. The Maranao prince outfits consists of the colorful long silk shirt adorned with metallic golden threads. So it is matching with long pants with the similar decorations, an enormous metal necklace, and a knotted cup decorated with exquisite gold embroidery. The next costume of the Maranao is the props include a shield made of a wood, covered with thin brass plates and decorated with Maranao ornamentation and traditional Maranao sword called kris. The real kris is a beautiful and lethal weapon. So the Maranao princess costume is made from silk or cotton. The garments are ornate, decorated with metallic threads, embroidery, and sequins, pearls, and long beads. The dancer also has intricate jewelry like bangles and etc. Her headdress is a work of art. It is made of silk and brass, decorated with tassels and dangling beads. She is also wearing colorful Arab pointed shoes. So the lead dancer uses fans as accessories made from bamboo and decorated with beautiful appliques. Also, it is the essence of Singkil dance that are the bells worn by the princess. They are called Singkil. For the last one, almost of all the dance group performing Singkil is wearing a sarimanok. So the sarimanok headdress, it is a mythical bird from the epic Darangen of the Maranao, specifically a rooster. So it is they call this a disrespect for a princess to wear that kind of headgear. Another important character in Singkil dance is the slave girl or mag-asit. Her clothing consists of a long loose cotton dress adorned with beading and appliques, a kind of sash called Malong. So, and no other shoes. The tubular malong is perhaps the most common dress of the Maranao people if you see in the Mindanao. As this is a slave girl, she doesn't wear any shoes, but she has a significant accessories. And an example of this is a silk umbrella, embellished with the traditional Maranao embroidery patterns and adorned with either old coin dangles or tassels. Lastly, it is indeed that Philippines are rich in culture and traditions that we need to respect and promote because it is the soul of being a Filipino. Like the Muslim group dances, specifically the Singkil, it has its own unique and beautiful story that can be learned in different generations. And it can be used in terms of locating the most and relevant significant culture here in the society. Nevertheless, let's continue to spread the goodness and beauty of our own culture, Philippines, because we have an amazing resources and cultural heritage. Once again, this is John Mark M. Santos, leaving you the message that it's really more fun in the Philippines.
Hello, good day. My name is Chantal de los Santos, and I will be talking about a Maranao Muslim dance called Kinakulangan. As we all know, before the Spaniards colonized us, the Muslim religion or Islam is already in our country. That is why compared to Luzon and Visayas, Mindanao is uniquely different. In most aspects, such as the culture, the customs and tradition, and even the arts and the literature, Mindanao, or particularly the Muslim group, has its own beauty that is somehow waiting to be discovered. With that being said, I would like to share with you a dance that I have searched about, which came from the southern part of Mindanao, particularly in a well-known tribe called the Maranao. It is the Kinakulangan dance. Kinakulangan is a traditional dance of the Maranao people. Originating from the southern island of Mindanao, this dance displays a proud heritage of the Philippines Muslim minority. Women are the pioneer in this dance because they are the ones starting and showing off the royal walk, which is called kinikini. And this walk is meant to boast their high status in the group that they belong, while men on the other hand are accompanying the women during the dance. Now, what is the history of the Kinakulangan dance? The Kinakulangan dance originated from Marawi, Lanao del Sur, and Lanao del Norte. This place is where most of the Maranao people live. Now, the word Lanao came from the word Ranao, which means lake. That is why the Maranao people is often called the people by the lake. Now, this creative people believes in superstitious things. And just like the other dances, Kinakulangan dance derived from an ancient epic called Darangin. Darangin is a well-known ancient epic, not just in Mindanao, but also in the other parts of our country. Ever since, Darangin has become the basis of most of the Muslim dances that the Maranao people have. There are parts in the epic wherein the characters give some details on how they walk, and even how they use the accessories that they have, such as the colorful umbrellas, the colorful fans, and even the garments, the scarves, and the headdresses. From then on, the Muslim dances, including the Kinakulangan, are born. Just like what I've said a while ago, this dance is performed by the proud Maranao women, which serve as the pioneer of this dance. Now they are dancing while holding the ornamental umbrella, while marching the royal walk kinikini. Now kinikini is meant to tell the world, to boast to others about their high status in life maybe, while the male attendants are following and accompanying these ladies as they gracefully walk and wave their masala scarves, which is a symbolism of their elite status in life. Let's talk about the costume worn in this dance. Since this dance is focusing on the kinikini, which is the royal walk, that is meant to tell the world your high status in life, expect that the costumes are fancy and colorful. Since Kinakulangan is a Muslim dance, the costumes worn by the dancers are commonly seen in the clothing of our fellow Muslim kababayans. Now, let's first talk about a quite famous Muslim garment, which is the Malong. Malong is a traditional Filipino tube-like or a rectangular wrap-around that bears geometric or ocular designs. Now, this garment is usually used by both the male and the female, maybe as skirts or as something over or at the top of their trousers. Now, this is usually partnered with a traditional long-sleeve Muslim top. For a dance that is meant to showcase a high status of a woman, wearing a beautiful headdress and accessories is a good one. For example, for the female, they will usually wear a head wrap or what they call hijab. And as for the men, they usually wear a cap that is called takiya. Now, aside from that, the Kinakulangan dancers also used an embellished umbrella and the mulaza or a scarf, which is manipulated by the dancers gracefully, and it is also symbolism of being sophisticated. Now, that's all for the Kinakulangan dance. I hope you got something. Thank you!
Another folk dance present in the Muslim group is the Paunjalay. In Basilan Island, there is a tribe called Yakan wherein they have a native dance called Magigal Paunjalay. It is a prenuptial dance performed before the wedding ceremony. The bride and the groom dot their faces with white paints to hide their identity from the evil spirits. There is no specific information where Paunjalay came from, but basing from its location, Yakan shared heritage with neighboring indigenous communities in Sulu Archipelago, which is the Tausug and the Sama. In Tausug, there is a traditional wedding dance called Pangalay, which is popularly known as the fingernail dance. The Pangalay dance has similarities with the Javanese and the Thai form of dancing, which some of its elements came from the Southeast Asian martial arts called Kuntao Silat. For the costume in Paunjalay, the Yakans wear called a semek. The first one is the trousers or the Yakan Sawal. It is a striped trousers with zigzag and diamond pattern repeats that is made with bamboo fiber. The next one is the men's bottom-up shirt or also called the Baju Yakan. It is designed to match the trousers. The third one is the headscarf or the Yakan piece. It is a geometric intricate weave worn on the hair on the daily basis. The fourth one is the sash, or also called the sakan pinalantupan. It is made from a mix of pineapple and a bamboo fiber. The fifth one is the apron, or also called the seputangan tin. This apron has many different designs but is mostly time-consuming and decorative weave of the semek. For the bride, there is a bride's button-up jacket or paggalbato. It is made with satin or cotton cloth and sometimes mixed with larex thread. Another one is the brass button or batawi. It is handmade and worn on the women's jacket. It has been part of their dance to put white paint to conceal their identity from the evil spirits because they believe that evil spirits attack the people. So there is a tanyak-tanyak. It is a face painting that is unique in the Yakan tribe, and it is only worn during the wedding ceremony, and sometimes it has like circles, spots, and diamond patterns. So that's all for the Paunjalay.
Moving forward to the next Muslim dance, I am Abigail Pisang and I am going to tackle about the dance Pindulas. Just like the previously mentioned Paunjalay, Pindulas is also a dance to celebrate the marriage. So what's the difference? Why does it have different names if it's just the same? Well, Paunjalay is danced before the wedding, while the Pindulas is danced after the wedding. In this image, we can see 4 males dancing together at the same time. Or maybe there are more of them, it's just that we couldn't see it in the picture. For this, I can only assume 2 reasons. Number 1 is that they just wanted to dance it together, but of course with their own partners still. Number 2 is that it was a performance to showcase the culture of the Muslim to other people, but it was not really performed after a real wedding. Now, Pindulas refers to the Yakan newlyweds dance. A Yakan wedding, or also known as Pikawing, is a festive occasion for a community. They really spend a huge amount of money for the food, music, and dance because of course it is a celebration. Moving on to the history of Pindulas, there is no article that stated where or what is the origin of the said dance. However, it was mentioned in the many articles that I've used that the movements in Pindulas are similar to those of the Tausug tribes Pangalay. So Maybe we could say that it was inspired by the Pangalay, or it is the other way around. As of now, as it is being performed for the stage, the reason for that is Rudy Cesariano. Because of that person, the culture rather of the Muslims is being shown through the Pindulas dance. Lastly, the costume worn when Pindulas is being danced is, of course, since it is a newlyweds dance, they are wearing wedding finery, which includes a rice floor makeup. It is born in geometric dots and dashes because they believe that it prevents evil spirits from trying to break their relationships. The basic garment for men and women consists of a tight-fitting upper garment with tight-fitting trousers called sawa. The shirt is open in front from lapel down to the waist, using up to 40 sequined or golden buttons. To close this shirt, a long string is crisscrossed from one button to the other so that when tightly drawn, the shirt closes from top to bottom. Usually, the shirt remains open since the string is often lost. Over the shirt, male and female wear a tight-fitting jacket, which is exquisitely embroidered in the front and back with cuffs decorated with multicolored sequins. You can see those in the picture on the left side. Those are the similarities, and now I'm going to tell you about the difference. The difference in male and female apparel lies in accessories. Men wear a hand-woven piece or headcloth and a 15-meter-long candate, which is a belt or sash made of red cloth called giling. The piece serves as protection from spears and knives during combat and may be fastened around the trousers. As I have searched and searched to know more about the Pindulas dance, it made me realize that there is a little information that showcases the true culture of us Filipinos. But despite that, I hope you stay tuned to know more about Muslim dances.
Patong is one of the few versions of Pangalay dances in the Sulu Sea, characterized by two men carrying two bamboo poles on their shoulders, with a solo female dancer keeping her balance on the two elevated bamboo poles. This version of Pangalay paints a picture of a woman dancing on a sailboat. Pangalay Hapatong is also called Vinta. This is named after the colorful boats frequently seen in the Sulu Sea. The two bamboo poles shown in the picture earlier represents the ride on a colorful vinta. The root word Pangalay is commonly referred to as the fingernail dance, is a traditional Tausug dance characterized by elaborate body postures and gestures with the graceful arm and hand movement of the dancer amplified by the use of Janggay or metal claws. The Pangalay dance has three versions, which are Pangalay Linggisan, Pangalay Courtship, and of course Pangalay Hapatong. These all originated from the Sulu Islands located in the Philippines, specifically in the lower parts of Mindanao, and is said to be created by the Tausug people. According to Sanskrit language, Pangalay means temple of dance. The Pangalay Hapatong is said to be extremely similar to the classical Balinese and Thai dances. In addition, this dance is mainly performed during weddings and other festive occasions. Janggay, or metal claws, are the major components of the costume, attached to the fingernails of the female dancer to emphasize the exquisite arm and hand movements. The dancers wear the typical Holiana costumes, which are composed of cream batawi or silken blouse with intricate geometric gold detailing, a velvet tapis with beautiful patterns wrapped around the waist, and colored towel or loose trousers. They also include accessories such as gold headdresses and jewelry for female dancers, and native woven scarves wrapped around the head for male dancers. This slide includes all cited references accrediting the sources of information gathered for researching Pangalay Patong dance.
Janggay is one of the Philippine folk dance, particularly in Muslim group. Janggay, or others called it Eagle Janggay, was performed by the Badjao women to the tradition of Pangalay. Pangalay was the fingernail dance of the Tausug people in Sulu Archipelago and the eastern coast Badjao of Sabah. Janggay is a fingernails worn by the Badjao women when they perform the traditional dance. Janggay also mimic the claws of the bird, and that is why it is called Janggay, because inspired by the fingernails dance. This dance could perform by 4 or more women's dancers in festivals, Ramadan, and boats weddings. Janggay costume was called bitawis, a loose topper made in silk or metallic brocade, and the loose pants called sawal with the use of same materials. And Janggay costumes are not important without these 3 accessories. First, the Janggay 10 fingernails. Second, a pair of earrings. And third, a decor veil or a hairdress, usually called a putong, worn by the Badjao women when they perform the traditional dance Janggay.